One of the biggest ways to kill trust in the med spa community is when you treat your patients and clients like walk-in wallets. And I see it happen way too often. And if your first instinct is let's push this package, let's push this sale, let's push this month special on your patients without even getting to know them and understand them and what activates them, what their skincare desires and goals are first, then you're already doing it wrong. And it's more of a reason why you want to stick around and watch this entire video. If you're new here, I'm Cheri, owner of Cheri Cobb Creative, a concierge marketing company, and we work to help med spa owners and aesthetic clinic owners attract high-paying clients without the guesswork and without chasing them down. And a part of attracting high-paying clients is how you show up online. It's the client experience. It's how you and your team are talking about your treatments. And most importantly, is if you are building connections first, because this is something that we teach our clients. We teach our clients connection first marketing, because if you can create connections with someone and make them feel some sort of way, they will always remember that. You create the conversation, you create the connection, and then you will create the conversion. So the best thing that I can tell you is don't be pushy. Stop trying to push a sale. Stop trying to push an offer. Get to know your clients first. A lot of you may know this or may not know this. It just depends on how long you've been around. But I used to work for lots of doctors' offices, and all of the offices that I worked in, the treatment was always elective. So yes, we were dealing with a different type of client. Usually they were like chatty catties, very, nice women, wanted to tell me about their life. Whether they tell me about the new house they just bought, or they just put their kid in private school, or maybe they just got engaged. Well, guess what? They tell me about that on the first visit, and I have a very good memory. So when they come back on the next visit, guess what we're talking about? Hey, how's the new house? Where's my invite, girl? Am I invited to the housewarming or what? Or show me some pictures from your wedding. You guys, people love those type of personal interactions, and that is what moves the needle. And we're in a society right now where people are craving connection. They don't necessarily want to be sold to. And I was talking about this on one of those platforms, I can't remember, but I get the question all the time, Cheri, why don't you teach marketing tips anymore? Or why don't you teach social media tips? And most people who ask me this, they have been following me for a long time, and they notice the shift in my content on like various social media platforms. And the reason why my approach is different, well, there's various reasons, but people don't always want to be sold to all the time. People don't always want educational content all the time. Think of it like a library or like book stand in your house or in your office that collects dust, because people don't necessarily go to the encyclopedias anymore or the dictionaries. They want their education by way of entertainment or by way of inspiration. So for me and Cheri Cobb Creative, our brand, like our content strategy just shifted a little bit, that's all. So over here on YouTube, I am creating more in-depth and in-detail videos. And over on my socials, I am a little more fun and a little more, engaging and inviting. And that is what people want. People want a connection. So if you're a med spa owner and you don't have it in your mind to connect with your clients first, learn what their desires are. Learn what activates them. Like when working in a plastic surgeon's office, I remember years ago, and we would have all these like women come into the office, and my job at the time was to kind of close the sale. Now this was an elective service, so 9 times out of 10 when they walked in the door, they were already sold. They already knew that they wanted to get this treatment. Well, my job was to go in and pretty much discuss numbers, but I never went in there trying to push the sale. I would always go in there and I would make them think about the bigger bigger picture. Think about how they would look after they got that breast augmentation, or how they would look once they get that, that lipo done. How are you going to be on the beach? How are you going to fit in your clothes? Those are the types of conversations that you want to have, because you get your patients and your clients to see a bigger picture. You get them in problem solving mode, and you allow them to solve the problem on their own. Think about it like this. In a plastic surgeon's office, this is what my doctor used to do all the time. Not my doctor that worked on me, but the doctor that I worked for. He would take a mirror and he would hold it to his patients, and he would be like, look at this mirror, and I want you to tell me what it is that you want to fix about yourself. Like, what don't you like about yourself? And guess what? The patients would then tell this doctor what their goals are, what their desires are, how they want to look, the look they want to achieve, and then he would come in and serve his service as the solution to their problem. But they are the ones that put the problem on the table. It wasn't pushed down their throats. So I say all this to say, well, first off, I want to let you guys know I am doing okay. And this is not just for you. This is for me too, because I know that I need to build more connections. I need to tell more stories. So what I decided to do was create a story challenge. I don't even know what I'm gonna call it yet, y'all. To be honest, I'm still working out the details, but I do know this. It is going to be a list of conversation starters that we can get on our stories, and we can ask people, and we will get them to respond, and we will get those conversations flowing, because I tell you guys all the time, connection, conversation, conversion. It literally works like that in that order. So I invite you guys to join the story challenge with me. I will leave information on how to sign up in the description box below. It's going to be a free challenge. Basically, you'll get the prompts, and each day we'll have a different question, and we're going to get on our stories. Yes, we're going to talk to the camera like this. I know some of y'all are scared to do that. And then we're just going to ask a question that will start a conversation. We'll put the question sticker in there, and then we'll let people respond to us. And this is simply how you start conversations. A lot of the times, and particularly in the aesthetics industry, patients don't want people to know they got Botox. They don't want people to know they got filler. They want everybody to say, I woke up like this, or I'm aging gracefully. So they probably won't engage. They probably won't comment. But if you can spark a conversation that they can relate to and they do connect to, then you start with that conversation. And then usually what happens is then they'll start asking about your services and your treatments. And I'll give y'all a perfect example. I had an MD. She has been in my inbox for so long now. I'm not sure why she won't pull the plug, but I'm not going to press her. I'm not going to force her. But I remember I made some video about being a single mom and having a son who's a teenager, being a young mom myself, the whole nine. I made a post about that. And she came in my inbox and she said something that was extremely supportive at the moment. I was like breaking down in the post. And then of course I respond, thank you so much. I hope everything is going well, blah, 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 blah. And then we just kind of keep the she will never respond or comment about any of my videos where I'm teaching marketing tips or things like that. But when I create content about something that she can connect to and she can relate to, and then boom, there she goes. And here's the thing, it's not always about an immediate conversion. She still has not signed on the dotted line, but we still keep those conversations going. And at one point she's gonna be ready. Okay, she's gonna be done messing around with the marketing bros and all these cheap marketing companies that I'm sure she's fondling through, and then she's gonna be like, okay girl, come on, let's do it. So it's about planting seeds. It's not always about an immediate return, but I'm telling you, those conversations that you have in the DMs, in the inbox, just the random conversations that you have with your clients when they're in the office, ask them about their personal lives. And I promise you, people will always remember how you made them feel. You focus more on activating a feeling, activating an emotion, just activation, period. Focus more on that and everything else will fall into place. I promise you, if you can make someone feel something, they'll buy anything from you. So if you found today's video helpful, I know it was very short, quick, and straight to the point, how we like it. Let me know by leaving me a thumbs up. Ask any questions you want in the comment section. Subscribe to my channel. Y'all know I love all the love. And if you have any questions, y'all ask them. Drop them in the comment section. I don't want this to be like a one-way, one-sided conversation. I want this to be a mutual conversation. So let's not end the phone call here. Come on and let's talk more in the comment section. All right, thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all later. Oh shit. I almost fell off the bed.